Shalom, shalom, shalom. This Prophet Pastoran. I want to be talking about the things that are happening, that I see that are happening. That I see that happening. I'll be talking about Cameroon, Tanzania. Those two countries, Cameroon, Tanzania. What I see happening. They're shocking. They're shocking. The things that I see happening are shocking. And it's something that we need to speak. We need to speak. What I see, God is showing me. Those of you that my son that are in Cameroon, those in Tanzania, what's happening? Say, man of God, I want to know what's happening. I'm going to send you this black anointed beads. Those of you in Cameroon, I'm going to send you this black anointed beads. Send it to you. They're powerful. And they say, when you want to pray, hold it like you pray. It says, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. You pray with it, you pray. You pray. Miracles begin to happen. So that's it happening in this Tanzania. It's shocking. People in Tanzania have taken to the streets. They're now fighting. They're in the street fighting. Fighting the streets. And it's not going to be easy. People in Cameroon also are fighting. Make sure you watch up to the end. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel. We're releasing more videos on this. More videos. More powerful videos on this thing to show you what is actually going on. And fighting on the streets. In Cameroon also, it's fire in Cameroon. Fire in Cameroon after, let me tell you that things I'm going to tell you. Make sure you watch it. In the videos I'm going to show you, those videos in Tanzania, in Cameroon. You're going to see what's happening. Africa is waking up. The youths, the young people in Africa, the young people there, they are waking up. They are saying enough is enough. I'm not going to continue. They're not going to continue living like that. No one's going to continue their life living the way they are living now. Nobody is going to continue like Africa. One thing I've forgotten is that we are in a new generation. This new generation doesn't consider the mistakes of the past. We are a new generation on WhatsApp. You make sure I will send you this. WhatsApp me. My number's on the screen. There was my number. I will send you this new black and silver notification on WhatsApp. So I will send it to you by DHL. I'll send it to you for $300, €300, £300, 3,000 rands. I'll send it to you, and I'll call on the one and tell you deep things about your life. This new generation don't care. They don't care. They are ready to die. They've got nothing to lose. It's dangerous to fight against people that have got nothing to lose. This is the first generation. They call them the Gen Z generation. That were born with the internet. They were born with social media. Meaning they can communicate in ways that many people don't understand. So their communication system and how they organize themselves, it's not like conventional system. Conventional system means you gather, you have a structure, you have this. No, they don't have any structure, they have to go, no leader. It's a leaderless young generation that is working after. You see what happened in Burkina Faso with Traore in Burkina Faso. It's the same generation of Traore generation in Burkina Faso. That's rising up in Cameroon, that's rising up in Tanzania. Not a structured organization. It's an organization that looks at facts. It's a group of young people of this generation. They believe in seeing. They have looked at Europe. They know Europe is not going to help them. Europe has got problems. They can see on social media Europe is also struggling. Nobody in Europe is going to come to help. They have looked at the United States. The United States has got their own problem. They can see what Trump is doing in the United States. They can see the United States. They're not going to wait for the United States. They have looked at Asia, China. They have looked at all those countries. They said, no one is coming to save us. We are coming. We are saving ourselves. Is fire everywhere. There's are burning, they shoot at them, they die, you kill them, they wake up, the next one wake up and start fighting. Because they have done the comparison. They've looked at Africa, they've looked at Europe, that they can see the resources are coming from Africa. They can see the riches are in Africa. But why is it that the Africans are suffering? Why are they suffering? They can see. You don't need to tell them, they can see. They don't watch the news. This is a generation, this is young people of the generation. They don't watch the TV. They don't watch TV. They watch social media, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, internet, whatever, Twitter. That's where they consume the information. They don't read all those structured news. You put TV, you put SABC, you put CRTV, Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, all those things. It doesn't matter to them. So now the first time the governments of Africa are realizing that there are people in their country that don't even watch what the government is doing. They do comparison online. They are interacting with the US, interacting with people in Europe, interacting with people in Canada, interacting without the government really knowing what's going on. They're sending money, transacting, doing things. This generation. So that's the one thing I need to know. Ibrahim Traore was not a general. So this generation that found out that you don't need a big title to overthrow a government. You just need to be a common policeman, a common military. Ibrahim Traore was just a army police person. He convinced some French army soldiers. He was just a common soldier person, a soldier. He was not a general. They convinced some of his friends to say, hey, let's go. We cannot continue like this. And I see some of the soldiers in those countries, in Cameroon, some of the soldiers in Tanzania, they're going to join with the young, because those soldiers are young. Remember, to be a soldier, they hire you when you're young, but their mindset is not the same, because the soldiers have got cell phones. They also see what people are saying about them on cell phones. So those soldiers that are going to join with those young people, it's not about the party. They're not going to be looking at people party. You'll be surprised that the person like I end up taking over power in Cameroon will be a young soldier. Not a politician, maybe a young man, a young soldier is going to take power. The same thing in Tanzania. The president Biya in Cameroon has been for he's been ruling. This is more than 50 years. He was prime minister in 1975. This is Cameroon. Paul Biya was prime minister in 1975. In 1975, Nelson Mandela was still in Robben Island in 1975. Nelson Mandela was still in Robben Island. In 1975, Brenda Fassie had not even started singing music. In 1975, he was there before the atomic bomb. He was so old. He's 92 years old. He was born before. He saw the atomic bomb in Hiroshima. He saw it with his eyes. He's older than the atomic bomb. One journalist was saying he's older than the atomic bomb. He's older than the internet. There was no internet when he was born. There was no internet. So this is the situation we find ourselves in Cameroon. In Cameroon, where the average age of people in Cameroon, the average is 25 years old. We have a 92-year-old. The member of his cabinet are 90 years old, 88 years old, 90. The Speaker of the House of Assembly is 91-year-old. The Chief Judge is 92. That shows you things. What man said, those are the ancestors. The ancestors. What's happening? This man of God, I want to call you. I want you to send me this black and silver. It's black and silver anointed meat. I'll send it to you. You start to see things. It's got the fire of God, the power of God. You begin to see. In Tanzania, the same thing. The old regime, they don't want to leave power. There's a woman they call Samia. The president Samia is called an election, but before she called the election, she locked up the opposition leader, so that the opposition leader cannot stand against her. That's Tanzania. And Tanzania also, they have gotten enough. So what is happening in Africa? No one is quiet again. Nobody is quiet. People are finally woken up to the reality that there's no Messiah that's going to help the nations of Africa. There's no Messiah. And I think I also see a similar thing in South Africa that's going to happen. When the young people are going to wake up to say, no, nobody's going to help us here. We are going to help ourselves. There's no person coming, no country coming to help You see, in Senegal, it was the same thing. In Senegal, the Senegal people woke up and they said, no, nobody's going to help us. If we cannot find a solution, the solution is going to come from nowhere. And they have seen through social media, through all those social media, they have analyzed the countries. One by one, they have seen there's problem in France, there's problem in Germany, there's problem in Italy, there's problem in the UK. So they know that nobody's going to come. If you cannot take your own battle in your hands to go and fight your battles, nobody's coming to fight your battles. That's the new dispensation we are in. Where a time I see in across Africa, a time of action. Look at Nigeria also. Nigerians also, there's a time Nigerians will wake up and they'll say, no, we can't continue with these old people ruling us, confusing us, making us look like the whole nation is looking like they're stupid. We are going to also take things and take our nation forward. Because we know most African countries, most young people in Africa, they know what is wrong with their country. They know the corruption, they know the stealing, they know the everything, the nepotism. You can see. You can see. That's why I admire this young president that was elected now in Botswana. It's a nation called Botswana. There's a young president that's there, that's a young boy that was elected. And he's changing things. He's changing things. In Africa now, things are going to be, I'm telling you, things are going to be different. The power of the gun is over. Now is the power, is the hand of the youth. The youths are the most dangerous people. The youths, the young people, these young ones are the most dangerous. They have got a system of communication that is unparalleled. They got a system of motivation and a system of learning that is not, they teach themselves what they want to do. They know exactly how to strategize. And I see them, they're going to be moving like this. I will make sure you watch. I'm going to show you those videos. You see Cameroon, you see what is happening. They are taking down, they said the government, all those things have been lying to them for years. They're not going to believe it again. You cannot be lying for 50 years, 40 years, the same lie. The people that have been deceiving others in Cameroon, they're not going to be, it's not going to continue. The time has come for things to take a different direction. Now let me talk about Tanzania. In Tanzania, things were running smoothly until according to the elites took over power, and they don't want to leave power. They don't want to leave power. That's why I don't know why prophets are not speaking. Prophets of God need to speak. That's why we are prophets of God. We need to shine the light in darkness. They have tasted power. They don't want to leave power. They want to remain in power. All they want is to remain in power. It's not about the country. It's not about the nation. It's to remain in power and continue looting and protecting each other, putting their friends there, putting this there, putting this there. You see that in Tanzania, the people that are billion, there are few people that are, you can count them in your hand, that are billionaires, super rich people in Tanzania. The rest are living in poverty. And still they still come with the same promises that there's hope, there's changes, there's hope, there's changes. This time, those hope and changes promises, it's over. There's no playing games. The hope and change and whatever promises is over. A time has come, the bell has rung in heaven for things to change globally in the world. Things are going to change. They're watching what, you want to speak about what Donald Trump is doing in the United States. They're watching what Europe is doing. They're watching the Ukraine war. They're watching all those things. They're saying to themselves, these people are too busy with their own problems that they don't even care about us. So gone are those days, Africa will have to find an African solution. Gone are those days where they would say they will call for this, call for the European Union, call for this union, call for this union. They've said that those things don't work. It doesn't work. All those unions that I've put, it doesn't work. It doesn't help anybody. It is action. 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 Action meaning groundwork action. I'm not talking about action that just be groundwork action. I've seen some of the videos come from Cameroon. The military, the soldiers are shooting on people. The people are charging back. You know, one of the things that you need to be afraid of, all these things you need to in life, when you see a person that has got nothing to lose, that's the most dangerous person. The youth in Cameroon have got nothing to lose because they've lost everything. They've lost everything, and now the only thing they have now is their life and their country. That's all they can save. They've got nothing to lose. The youth in Tanzania, they've got nothing to lose. They are not looking this, maybe scared. No, there's nothing. They are now realizing that there's no one that is coming to save them. There's no solution that's going to come from outside. The solution is going to come from among them. And it's not this, they have seen it's not about a person. Like what happened in Burkina Faso. It's not about one person. It's about the resolve of people on the ground that have decided to say, we are not going to continue living the same way again. They have seen it. They have seen what happened in Senegal. They have seen in Burkina Faso. They have seen it. That things can change when the people decide to say, no, enough is enough. We cannot continue like this. We can't continue begin to try the same thing every day, expecting a different result. It's not going to work. It's time now that Africa looks up to this. Africa is rising, is coming. And the leaders that are, they're coming from everywhere. Africa is rising. And it's high time the world realizes that Africa is rising. You see videos or shows of this in Cameroon, you see. See those videos. You see how people are gone whatever. The things are everywhere is chaos, and these are young people that do not have any leadership. They don't have any structure. But they organize themselves. They know how to organize themselves in a way that things will work out. It's no longer business as usual. And they document whatever is happening. They post on social media, and that it goes all over the world, crisscross the world. It's going all over. The thing about those African, especially the leaders in Cameroon, the African leaders, the one in Cameroon that are old, what they don't understand is how fast information runs through the internet. How fast things can happen in a second. Within 1 second, it's already in the US, and somebody in the US is watching. A senator is watching. The governor is watching. Someone in the world is in Europe. So a minister is watching. Someone in Germany, they're watching. But it just happened a few seconds ago in Cameroon, and they're watching. And they're seeing that it's documenting. That's what called document. They're keeping records. And very soon when you get up here, you are sanctioned. You are banned from coming to America. You are banned from going to Europe. You are banned from going to the UK. That's how it works. When they see this video, they say, no, you are never killing people here in your country. You no longer set foot in Switzerland again. You no longer set foot in Europe. You no longer set foot in the US. That's how the US take decision. They see, they document those things. They see, when they see, they conclude, they say, don't come again to my country. Your visa could cancel. They even tell you and your family to evict the United States very fast. They'll give you 24 hours to leave the United States. That's how the United States is. They freeze your assets. If you have houses in the US, have houses in the UK, they seize those houses. And that is what is happening. Since what was happening, make sure what Samia wants, I will send it to you, or put in a t-shirt packet and send it to you. It is time that the prophets speak. The prophet of those that see the things of God. This is our time to come out and speak out loudly about the injustice that we see happening in Africa. Now, even in South Africa, they're waking up to see. Yeah, in South Africa, you see is happening with the Malanga Commission, the ad hoc committee in Parliament in South Africa. And the young people are watching these things, and that it is frightening to see generals taking bribes to release criminals. Matter of fact, they even not only release criminals, they encourage crime. People that are supposed to protect and fight crime, they encourage crimes. They party with criminals. They ask for money from the criminals, from syndicates, from gang members, ministers receiving money from gang members, politicians receiving money from judges, receiving money. The whole system is controlled by syndicates. In the money that they receive comes from the sale of drugs that they promote. Matter of fact, they transport the drugs and the cocaine and the firearms for the criminals. And the criminals are using those to kill people. And the people are dying. And we are watching it live. And I prophesied about it. There was a time I gave a prophecy about this. And I said the things are going to be exposed to will shock people. And we're hearing now politicians that are being exposed. Baking Traore came here and exposed everything. I said, yes. He said, yes, I know Kat Matala. I know if you see Kat Matala. I said, he put me in his house, his mansion. I was living there. He said, I went there twice. I enjoyed. That was a former minister of police, a former national commissioner of police. He's going to those houses. And at the time, do you know this person had 41 different cases? Some of murder, attempted murder, all kinds of things, cash in transit, hate, all kinds, gunshot. He said, no, he didn't know. But he was his friend. He said, yeah, I know him. He donates money, he gave money to us, he campaigned, money for campaign, we got from him to be where we are today. Brian Mokotsi, who is saying, no, I'm meeting the people. He is the one that is texting generals in the military to say this PKTT is disbanded. He texts the generals to inform them that it's disbanded. They do not even know. The generals did not even know. The ones that are in the police did not even know that it was disbanded. They told them that it's disbanded. They said, how did you know? He said, no, I'm telling you. And they found in the morning, yeah, there's a letter that came to say the political killing tax team disbanded. Kwanazi is now looking confused now, because things that he thought maybe they are small, they are big things involving people. Everybody is coming to claim that no, we're not responsible, but they know everything. Make sure it was a visual I'm going to show you. God bless you. God bless you. This time, the time that God is speaking, God is shining lights. Amen.